So it looks like there's going to be a government shutdown, and I just wanted to give you the down low on what's going on in case you haven't been paying attention. But ultimately, this video I just watched it sounds like Gary Gensler is about to be indicted. Tim Scott not happy with them, just saying that like he looked at the rules that they're proposing to change the markets, and he says all this is regulation and it's all overstepping your bounds and it's got to stop. And so they've been saying this stuff for a long time. Why should you care? Well, this shutdown stuff is what's different. I've been watching this garbage politics for a long time and watching how one side says they're going to be strong and then the other side caves 100% of the time. In my years, it's definitely always been Republican caving to Democrats' demands, but back in the day when there used to be threats of shutdown talk, Republicans say, we're not going to vote, we're shutting down the government. And Democrats say, do it. The Americans are going to hate you for it. Do it. We dare you. Like, we don't care. Like, we know you're not going to do it. And every time, Republicans never did it. Well, it looked like they were going to do it this last time, but instead, McCarthy, like, before McCarthy got appointed, like, he had a lot of trouble getting appointed. And so once he got appointed, he made some deals. And one of the deals was that legislation moving through the House were going to be single issue legislation. And what that means is simple math, simple funding requirements, simple language, simple anything that can't be justified in a simple manner then is removed from the equation. And McCarthy promised that there would be at least 12 of these bills that would pass, and they go from there. And based on the promise of those bills getting passed, they also raised the U.S. debt limit. And ultimately, like what the shutdown's based on now is like not allowing the Fed to pay the U.S. government. So allowing the Fed to print the money's already been voted on. And so Democrats are crying, saying, you made a deal, how dare you? And Republicans are saying, yeah, but we made a deal based on these things were supposed to happen, and you guys have stonewalled us on all of them, and you're clearly not intending for them to happen. And what's interesting about this time is that this is the first time where Democrats are saying, like, they're begging for the shutdown not to happen. Like, they're coming and they're talking and they're saying, okay, we get it. You're right about this. You're right about this. This needs to be taken care of. Like, I maybe don't agree with you about the exact details, but you're right that something needs to change here. But can we please just keep the funding going and not shut down the government? Can we please? They never said please before. They always said, fuck you, shut down the government. We dare you. They're begging at people. So it feels like the shutdown's going to happen. And if the shutdown doesn't happen, it feels like the border's going to get secure and a lot of things are going to change like overnight. And that'd be interesting. At least it'd be something to talk about, something to think about. Like right now, just this world's so boring. So I'm really excited about this. I hope it pans out. I really don't see any way that it's not gonna. Like, the only argument that was had. So basically, if the party leader who's trying to, of the Republicans, was able to get a CR, which is a continuing resolution to just pay the government what they were paid last year, plus 1% or minus 1%, whatever the stupid thing is. And so obviously that's what they want. And there's this idea that McCarthy could get it on the floor, and then Democrats could all vote yes for it, and they only need like 10 Republicans to vote yes for it. But right now, McCarthy's just trying to get these other things to the floor, and nobody's willing to vote on anything. They're saying until we get our 12 amendments, I think they asked for at least 4 of them before they're willing to vote or even think about a continuing resolution. And so one of them's for Department of Homeland Security, one of them's for, I don't even remember. But then you got Joe Biden press secretary and some of his officials coming in and holding a press conference to talk about the lockdown or the shutdown. Seems like it's going to happen. I'm just curious if people want it to happen. Like, I know I do. I don't give two flying fucks about the salary of some bitch-ass government employee that doesn't deserve their salary. Are there going to be some good government employees that are going to lose their check? Maybe. But do they need to be willing to make a sacrifice so that all of our lives can be better for all eternity? Once we get, like, this fake law, fucking rulers above the law, fucking breaking the law every fucking day behind the scenes, but since we don't have evidence, like, it's just, everyone just looks the other fucking way. Like, if you ain't willing to sacrifice for that, well, I hope you suffer when you lose your fucking paycheck, bitch. You government fucking bitch.